What's up, everybody, and happy Tuesday, August the 11th. And although Congress did not get anything done regarding the economic stimulus over the past 2 weeks, there's still hope.
How do we get things restarted? How do we get it so that Speaker Pelosi doesn't think that your side doesn't give a damn? Because I know you do give a damn, and I know that you want to help the most vulnerable people.
Well, Jim, I think there is a compromise if the Democrats are willing to be reasonable.
Hello, everyone. My name is Paul Zachary Shelton Jr., and I'm the Chief Investment Officer of Warwick Shore Advisors. We are a wealth and investment management firm located in Orlando, Florida, with clients all across the United States. If this is your first time coming to my channel or seeing one of our videos, I ask that you please hit the subscribe button. Please ring the bell so that you can get an update each time we post a new video. And lastly, please like and share this video to help me increase the financial literacy of our globe. Before we get into today's topic, I want to offer you a free financial planning cheat sheet. This cheat sheet will give you a snapshot of your overall financial health right now, as well as some building blocks to where you can build your estate plan. And as well, I'll also throw in a free asset allocation that you can use to invest in today's current investment landscape. If you want that, it's completely free. Just shoot me an email to the email address in the description of this video, or you can leave a comment below and I'll send it over to you. Try to shoot me an email. I sometimes don't see all of my comments. But let's go ahead and jump right into today's topic about the economic stimulus. And although we did not get something concrete from Congress over the last 2 weeks when they were back in live session, it doesn't mean that everything is lost per se. We do have the executive orders that was given by the president over this past weekend, which were good, but probably not as valuable as the paper that they were written on.
And the president is determined to spend what we need to spend. The $3 trillion we spent plus $1 trillion more, that's about 20% of GDP. I mean, that's just absolutely historic. And we're prepared to put more money on the table. So where there are things, as I said, that made sense to compromise, we've compromised. So we're not stuck at the $1 trillion, but we're not going to go to unlimited amounts of money to do things that don't make sense.
But it's not unlimited. I mean, I think that's hyperbole, Mr. Secretary. About $3 trillion, $1 trillion, you split it. You go to $2 trillion, or maybe you go to $1.8 trillion. But certainly, if this is a war, we can't split hairs. It's unfortunate.
Jim, we're splitting things that make sense to split. So let me be clear. You know, if I had started at zero and they had started at $10 trillion, would that have made sense to do a $5 trillion deal? Of course not. So you don't just split the difference. What you do is you go line by line. You say, let's agree where we can agree. And you're right. On things where we agree but we're apart on money, we split the difference. Things like food, I listened to the speaker over the weekend. She's right. We started low on food. We realize there's a lot of kids out there that there's an issue. So we agreed on more than enough money for this year and through most of next year on food. We didn't make long-term policy changes in the middle of COVID. So we did that. And we can go down the list, and that's what we've done. But what we're not going to do is say where there's really bad policy ideas, we're not going to just split the difference.
When are you guys planning on getting back together to talk? Do you have any idea?
Again, I'm not going to comment on the specifics of the logistics of negotiations because I don't think that that's helpful. You know, there's a deal to do if the Democrats are reasonable and want to compromise. And if their attitude is, you know, we'd rather give you nothing than agree on things, then we're not going to get a deal. But I heard Pelosi over the weekend and Schumer, and I think they're willing to compromise. So, again, if we can get a fair deal, we'll do it this week. But the president needed to take action. He's not going to sit around. We left the meeting on Friday. Mark Meadows and I reported back to him that we were nowhere, and that's why he moved forward. There is still a lot of things that we need to do and that we've agreed on. I mean, and let me just go through a few of them. First of all, schools. The president wants to make sure that there's enough money to open schools safely. That's something that's very important. I think you've heard me say the Democrats in the HEROES bill had $100 billion. We've put in $105 billion. I've spoken to many governors over the weekend to understand their direct costs. I'll be getting on a video call this afternoon with all of them and the vice president to talk about schools. We've agreed on more money for PPP for businesses that are particularly hard hit, getting a second check. We've agreed on more direct payments like we sent out last time. The Democrats wanted money for food, so we compromised on that. We want money for vaccines, hospitals, rental assistance, and we've given them flexibility, and we've offered more money for state and local, but we're not going to give $1 trillion to state and local. That's just not a reasonable approach.
Although we do know that Trump tweeted out yesterday that Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer have reached out to him, said they want to go back to negotiations, which is something that is good. And it seems like even though Trump put forth these executive orders, it seems like the Democrats in the situations are the ones that's really looking out for the best interests of the American people and with negotiating. And the reason that I say that is because the Democrats passed the HEROES Act a couple months ago, a long time ago, looking down the road and seeing that, hey, we're not going to be completely out of danger once unemployment runs out July 31st. We're not going to be out of danger when school goes back into session in August and September in many places around this country. So let's put something forth now to try to deal with the road ahead. And even though that they did that, the Senate Republicans failed to look at it, stayed on the desk, and it just grew dust, and no one really paid attention to it until the 9th hour, until it was almost too late. As we can see now, we're hanging over that cliff when it comes to help fiscally for everyone in this country. So negotiations are back on right now. Both sides are negotiating. Yes, Congress is on recess, but there are still communications that are taking place between the Senate, the House of Representatives, and the White House. So please stay tuned. I'm going to continue to provide you with updates as to everything that's going on. I think that it is integral that a deal is passed and that is sufficient. It doesn't have to necessarily be $3 trillion in change, which may be too much, give and take some of the things that are in there. But I do believe that $1 trillion is definitely not enough when you look at all the things that are needed right now, and the hurt and the pain that people are suffering financially, emotionally, and physically as a result of COVID-19. Please like and subscribe. If this is your first time coming to my channel, I ask that you please hit the subscribe button. Please ring the bell so that you get an update each time I post a new video. And lastly, please give me the thumbs up. Please like and share this video to help me increase the financial literacy of our globe. Thank you so much and have a great day.